What is up? Hold on. I'm going to remember to do this. Let's go. What a ridiculous title. I'll turn this down. All right, sweet. Now I can see the chat. I bet this live. I'm probably going to have to change the title. Oh, what's up? All right, cool. All right, cool. 2 people, 22 people in here. I was afraid that I would have to change the title, that YouTube would not let that run because, I mean, it seems like YouTube doesn't let anything run these days. Oh, thank you. How about now? Can you hear me now? Barty X and Karma Ace. Karma. I read that Karma. Is this better? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? How about now? Where's the volume thing? If anything, I think it's going to be too loud now. Oh, you know what? Good now? Thumbs up. Is it too loud now? All right, cool. All right, let's rock. What's up, guys? Hear me now. So, there's my boy Dustin. Let's get this off of here. So there we go. So I've been working on a video, and when I work on a video, what I do is I go down the rabbit hole and I watch a bunch of other videos. Not only too loud. See, now I'm too loud. God damn. So we're gonna go right. I bet that's a sweet spot. How about that? How's that sound? Oh, Fluffy. Holy smokes, that's so nice of you. I really appreciate that. Man, what a way to say hello. Doesn't even say anything in the chat, just greets me with a nice little tip. I appreciate that, my friend. All right, now I'm good. Oh my God, the Phillies look great. Dombrowski, what's up? Dude, don't even get me started on the Phillies. I'm getting so hyped. I wore my Schwarber shirt, but I'm not here to talk about the Phillies. Just to let you guys know what I'm thinking of doing moving forward. Not thinking, I'm going to do it. So when I'm working on a video, what I do is I go down these rabbit holes to not only have content to talk about in my video and clips to show in my video, but to make up my mind. I don't want to just come in blind and have a biased opinion. I want to just look what's out there, try to do a little research, and I thought it'd be fun, or at least it's similar content to what you like on my channel. So I figured I'll just, instead of watching it by myself, I'll watch it with you guys. So I got a bunch of tabs up of videos that I'm going to watch for the video that I am working on. And the video I'm working on is, the title's going to be something like, it's going to be like little kids offer me, I don't even know if I can say it. Little kids offer me ... censored out in the Uber, because I just had a ride and they offered me something that is recreational. Again, I'm mincing words here because I don't know, I don't want YouTube to get angry with me. They offered me something that's recreational and legal in most states, but it turns out that these kids offering me this stuff and also offering me to hang out with them, turns out they were lying about their age. So I thought I was hanging out with adults. I thought they were over the age of 21, and it turns out that they were still in high school. And that's relevant because just recently, I don't know if you I don't know if you follow or if you've heard about it, but Uber and Lyft, up until, I don't know, a month ago, to be honest, I'm not really even sure. I just got the email myself, and every market's different. So, me personally, and here in Philly, maybe a couple weeks, a month ago, they changed their policy. So, before, unaccompanied minors weren't allowed to ride with Uber. So, what does Uber do? Uber says, well, why don't we just change our policy? And it's like, it's still a very stupid idea. And so I'm making this video basically hoping, I mean, I'm having fun and I make jokes and I hope it's fun to watch. But the overarching theme is that I hope if parents let their kids use this, or teenagers do use this, that they just like use their head and don't act like complete jackasses. Because the thing about Uber, and I'm sure some of you know or remember, I used to teach, right? And I used to coach too. And when you teach and you coach as an adult and you're around kids, you have to be patient. You have to be empathetic. You have to be kind. You have to do your very best to just like work with the kid, right? And I feel like what happens is a lot of kids get into situations with actual adults who don't have to be nice to them. I mean, think about it. Teachers have to be patient, otherwise they lose their job, right? There was a lot of things I wanted to say to students that I didn't, otherwise I would lose my job, right? But kids don't have a lot of experience being around actual adults who don't give a shit about them. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a big deal. And there are a lot of kids out there that are going to be totally fine with this and mature enough to do it. But I think it's very important for people to realize that they're flirting with fire here. And mind you, that's talking about, 16 or 17 year olds. You're 16, you get a license. 17, you're basically an adult, right? It's crazy to me that Uber Teen is going to be available to 13-year-olds. I don't know if anyone here knows it off the top of their head, and I'm guessing 13 years old is like, what, 7th grade, 8th grade? That's 8th grade, literally getting in the car with a stranger from the internet. Like, that's the number one thing we were taught when we were growing up. Don't get in cars with strangers. Don't talk to strangers on the internet. What is Uber? Come on. And I'm going to beat that to death. I know that's not an original joke. I know it's cliched at this point. Uber drivers, a stranger from the internet. But it is never more relevant when talking about kids getting in the cars with strangers from the internet. 13th is 8th. Oh, what's up, Dustin? Exactly. Dustin, you missed it. When I first popped up, I got so what I'm doing is, I don't know if you heard it, I just got a bunch of videos I'm gonna watch to kind of formulate an opinion and before I make my video. And one of these is popped up. I haven't watched it. One of these is yours that popped up, so I haven't watched it yet, and I'm curious to see how it goes. But before that, there's this news story on today that we'll get into. But before I do that, let me catch up. Dude, the Phillies look so good. I'm so hyped for the Phillies. That is the absolute best. Jersey Shore drainage. Let's go. I don't have a passion about drainage solutions, but I just love the Jersey Shore. So excellent name there, man. Fluffy. I really appreciate that, man. Yeah, see, DoorDash is totally different. You don't get the one-on-one human experience, and not even one-on-one. Sometimes it's a whole group. But no, I really appreciate the tip, man. That's right. Turn off the teen setting. That's what you got to do. Joe Watts, what's up, man? Let's go, Phils. Go, Birds. Is it better for parents to choose Uber over a taxi service? Both are vetted. I mean, personally, I would choose Uber over taxi, for sure. I mean, ideally, I would do neither. But I understand sometimes life is tough. Sometimes you got to do. It's not. Here's the thing. Let me put it this way, right? the parents that don't need to worry about their kids are the ones that are going to be involved, and the ones that are, uh, basically, it's going, how do I say this? It's going to be the kids whose parents don't choose for them. It's going to be the kids whose parents just say, yeah, here's an account, have at it, kid. They're the kids that are just going to have free reign. And what I'm saying is, this is just like, and I think every driver knows it. I mean, I'm sure we're going to see some videos here of just seeing the mess. I mean, I think about when I was a teenager, if I had access to Uber, like, oh my God, I would have done 10 times as many stupid things as I did. But here, let's, so to your point, there is, I mean, at the end of the day, if you're driving Uber and, or riding Uber, you're going to be safe, right? It's not so much the app itself. It's not the way the app functions. If you're, honestly, the instant, this is, people think it's wrong, but the instances of drivers doing something nefarious on a trip is like almost minimal, because why would a driver do that? They're literally being tracked with a GPS. The instances you hear about are always when people get these hack riders of people just sitting there. People say, I'll pay you cash, or people who say, take me off the app. There's where the issue is, right? And then on top of that, for drivers dealing with teens, when they're not teachers, they're not coaches, they're not used to dealing with kids, I mean, a lot can go wrong. Teenagers are not the, most enjoyable people to be around at all times. You know what I'm saying? All right. Where's the kidnapping part? Yeah, it's coming up. I'm telling you, there's no doubt in my mind that within the next year, we're going to see some, I don't want to say tragic. I'm not hoping for any tragedy, but we're going to see some sad videos of conflictual videos of just teens and Uber drivers just having issues. All right, so this was on the Today Show.
Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome to what we're sure will be our greatest year at Rydell.
As classic as the movie Grease, so is the ritual of returning to class. And with it comes hectic.
Oh, you can't see. It says
School, sports practice,
new shift at Uber.
even going to the mall. Solving the riddle of all those rides can be worse than a wordle. I should know, my own teenage daughter Emerson is as busy as ever. So we're trying out Uber for Teens. It's a new service that allows teens to order their own rides. It starts here on my phone in the Uber app. Teens can't actually create an account on their own. A parent or guardian has to invite them. So you go to your Uber app, hit account, and then family and teens, right there, invite family, and there it is, add a teen. The app, designed for teens 13 to 17, sends Emerson an invite, and from there, she creates her own teen account after reading a safety tutorial. Uber says parents should talk to their teens before they use the service. Remind them to check the license plate, ask the driver who they're picking up before getting in, and never sit in the front seat.
I'm ordering my ride now.
Oh,
So I shook my head at that because, like, adults have problems with that, right? So
here I am at work, and I just got a text. Yep, it's a notification. It says Emerson just requested a ride, and the driver is arriving in 4 minutes. The car pulls up.
oh my, look how young that girl looks. This is like uncomfortable to watch.
Pulls up.
She's got like a little school notebook or whatever, some what do you even call that, with like a cartoon on it? This is just so weird.
Emerson's app to ensure she's in the right car.
We will have one pin for me.
The pin is
Okay, if that doesn't make you uncomfortable, I don't know what to tell you. And then, I mean, I'm sure everybody knows this, but if you didn't pick up on it, maybe you're just not even thinking about it. But this is what drives me crazy. Like, this is obviously a PR stunt by Uber, right? This is literally, I wouldn't even be surprised, knowing what I know about the news, I wouldn't be surprised if Uber paid the Today Show to get this spot. I really wouldn't. And what I'm getting at is, like, this wasn't some random driver. If this was real news, if this was people, if this investigative reporter, this mom, Where's she at?
While I follow
Yeah.
along from my office.
If she really was doing an investigative report, she would just call a random Uber. But riddle me this. How do they have this camera in the back here? How do they have this camera in the front here? Why is this Uber driver wearing a mic right there? Like, if you really want to do news, why didn't you call a random driver? You know why? Because I bet the investigative reporter is a good mom and was like, no, I'm not putting my little 13-year-old in a car with a random stranger. And honestly, Uber was probably like, yeah, good idea. We don't want you to do that because some of our drivers are kind of wonky. God, it's ridiculous.
Pin for me.
The pin is 6255.
Shows me she'll be dropped off in 7 minutes. I can even call the driver to check in. Is Emerson in the car with you?
Yes, ma'am. She is here.
Great. Is everything going okay?
Everything perfect, ma'am. Just perfect.
Hey, Emerson, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yep,
Okay, cool. Everything's good on your end?
going great.
That
Uber's
poor
drivers
girl.
with teen passengers can't change drop-off locations, and if the drive goes off course or stops for extended periods of time, Uber will call the driver and teen, and if necessary, 911. Uber Vice President Sachin Kansal notes the safety features are mandatory and cannot be turned off.
Our kids are very precious cargo. For parents, the most important
Our kids are very precious potential customers.
thing was visibility and tracking.
Can any driver drive teens, or do they have to go through a vetting process?
They have to be an experienced driver on our platform, and they have to be positively rated throughout.
So an Uber rating and driving Uber for a long time. Think of riddle. Put it this way: if you were looking for a babysitter, would you put on the babysitter application? How long have you driven Uber for? And what's your rating?
Uber says it conducts criminal background checks and reviews driving records every year, providing a new option.
And again, like, I don't think most Uber drivers are bad. Obviously. My point is, Uber drivers don't have experience with driving Uber for a long time doesn't correlate to being patient with kids.
Parents just in time for the start of school.
Thanks for the ride.
Okay, starting right now, Uber for Teens is available in all states except California.
Zero chance this woman actually uses Uber Teen. Zero chance. All right. There was one more thing I wanted to say about this that I forgot. Oh, they can call how the parent can call the driver. It said it doesn't say that in there because I'm sure Uber didn't want that in their obviously planned press release. The driver can't call the parent. So God forbid something's happening with the kid in the back seat. God forbid the kid's asking to do this, or the kid is for whatever reason there's an emergency. The driver can't call the parent. How is that good? Oh, I can't hear the video? Damn, my bad. All right, I'll turn the volume up on this one. Done with that one. All right, this is Uber Lyft. Crazy ass parents trying to put minors in car alone.
What's up, y'all? Picking up in the middle school here.
Can you hear that?
It's gonna be a minor without an adult, and I'm about to cancel the ride. Hopefully, I don't have to do that again. That's why you're watching this video.
Whoa, got some production value.
Hello.
It is very true, Tokyo. Can you guys hear this video? I mean, I don't even need to play this. Now, when was this recorded? This was a year ago. Higher, man. You know what I can do? I'm going to turn my mic around. This will work. So, let's get the actual date. April 23rd, 2023. And it was recorded in March of 2022. I gotta hide my, here, move me. Here you go. So you can see there, this was recorded April 23rd, 2022. Now, I'm not gonna judge whether he's wearing a mask for, schmovid reasons or for personal reasons or whatever. Same with the gloves. You know, maybe he's avoiding germs. Who knows, right? But put it this way, and I'm sure he's a great guy. Obviously, he's about to do the right thing. He pulled up knowing that it was going to be bad, and he still, you know, gave it a shot to go. Nothing against this guy. And honestly, it looks pretty badass if you ask me. But if you had a 13-year-old girl, think of the 13-year-old girl from the previous video. I wish I didn't exit it out. If you had that 13-year-old girl from the previous video and this guy pulled up, would you think it's a good idea to just put her in the car with him? I mean, is there anything else I need to say? Is there anything else I need? I would feel uncomfortable getting in the car with him. Oh my gosh. Are you saying you can't hear me or you can't hear the video? We're going to turn this sucker up. All right. I bet you'll hear this. You'll hear this. Pulls up to a middle school.
That's why you're watching this video. Hello?
Hi there, this is London.
Is there somebody that's going to be riding with her?
No.
Yeah, I can't give a ride to a minor without an adult. That's not allowed on the platform.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's in the terms and conditions of the platform. That's just
Yeah.
not a smart idea to put. I wouldn't put my daughter in the car with a stranger.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Yeah, so is this.
Yeah, okay.
Nope, don't look like she's answering.
Okay. All right, well, thank you.
Alrighty.
Hold on a second.
Well, she didn't answer, so I'm going to.
This is just like everything you need to see is in this video right here, right? So, first of all, that guy, I've never seen his channel before. I'm about to give him a whole subscribe here. Average Guy DIY. Like, he handled it right. I've seen a lot of videos, I mean, a lot of instances, right? Like, a lot of times, I feel like people, when they know what they're doing is right, they use it as an opportunity to like, ha, gotcha, you know? And at the end of the day, this is like, I don't know when this clicked. I used to do things like that too. I'm sure I still do. But at some point in my life, I realized I don't need to. It's probably because I drove Uber so much and just dealt with so many people that I knew I was never going to see again. At some point in my life, I realized it's like, there's no point in battling here. All I need to do is get the outcome I desire. What they think of me or, you know, them knowing that I was right, it doesn't matter, right? And the way this guy is just so friendly and nice about it.
Riding with her?
No.
Yeah, I can't give a ride to a minor without an adult. That's not allowed on the platform.
Like, he's almost apologetic, you know, like, my bad, I can't do it, you know? Even though he's nothing to apologize for, it's just, I don't know. I really respect that tactic. I know it might not be like the alpha thing to do, but I don't know. I bet that guy is, you know, happier than most. I've found that you catch more bees than honey, you know what I mean? You live life better when you're not trying to prove everyone right. But even more important, and this is wild to me. So obviously what happens, we're at a middle school. I'm guessing the girl was sick or for whatever reason she had to go home. So the mom calls her an Uber. And again, as Judith mentioned, like, hey, not the end of the world, right? Maybe I'm going to assume, like to give people the benefit of the doubt, I'm going to assume she was a good kid and everything would have been fine, right? And this is obviously before Uber Teen. So that's why the mom had to call the Uber. Now, at this point in time, that girl from middle school could just call the Uber. But the mom calls the Uber for the teen who obviously has something going on. She needs to leave school, right? Her teen is about to get in this car with this man wearing a mask and gloves and sunglasses and a hat. I guarantee you nobody could, the middle school teacher that walked her out couldn't identify this guy if he removed all that stuff. Nobody could. And what happens? He tries to call the mom. Where is the mom? Where is the mom? Nowhere to be found. What if her daughter was in the car and, I don't know, for whatever reason she had to leave? Like, oh man. Insane. Absolutely insane. So, yeah, another issue when you're taking teens, it's just nuts. Absolutely nuts. All right. One time, told a kid couldn't open up candy in my backseat as we were like 10 minutes away. His uncle was up front with me. After the third warning, he opened it. I grabbed it from him and threw what? Come on, Tokyo, you need to end that story there. Oh, threw it out the window. Got it. It was 2 down, 1 down. The candy, not the kid. Good. That's great. All right. I'm guessing that's the end of it.
You got a screen recording of me texting her mom here. So this is a big old waste of my time.
Boom. Look at that. As a father, I would never put my son or daughter in a stranger's car alone. Guys, and he's an Uber driver. You know what I mean? Like, same with me. Like, it's not like we know who we are. We know we're not bad people, but we just recognize from driving on this app for so long how things can go awry so easily. I'm a fan of Average Guy DIY right now. Maybe one day I'll understand. Maybe one day I'll be able to chat why he's all geared up like that. He obviously took the mask and gloves off for the rest of the video. I guess it's just his.
Minors in danger. I'm not a scary motherfucker, but there are scary motherfuckers out there. So why would you put your kid in danger? Parents, do not put your minor children in Lyft and Ubers alone. I don't know why people do this. It's so... Uh-oh.
Oh, wait. There's more.
You won't transport her home?
Oh, absolutely not. That's a minor. I can't do that minor.
We had another driver do it. That's why I was surprised.
Yeah, you know...
Is it like personal for you guys?
No, it's the part of the community.
Part of Lyft?
Yeah, it's part of Lyft.
Super different?
Nope, both are the same.
Really? It's funny. We just sent a kid home.
Yeah, other drivers aren't doing the right thing.
So they're not supposed to.
No, not at all.
And I get it. we have the same policy sometimes when we have to transport kids. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
That's a principal of the school. Ask, what the fuck, man? This is insane.
Amen.
Fuck.
And see, and that's what you got. Dude, I like this guy. Right away, he was nice. He was like apologetic at first. And then he recognized the situation.
No, it's the part of the...
He was like, sorry, can't do it. And then when another guy's coming out and trying to push the issue, that's when you're like, absolutely not.
Oh, absolutely not. That's a minor. I can't do that minor.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. That's nuts. All right. There we go. I might use that one. All right, we'll throw this over here. Would have to reach out for him. Reach out to him. All right, let's see what's going on. What do we got here? Uber caught in apparent violation of something. All right.
New tonight, Uber drivers are trying to make some sense of something they recently received from the company. 13 Chief Investigator Darcy Spears caught the rideshare giant in an apparent violation of its own policy against drivers picking up children who are alone. Well, tonight, Uber is backpedaling to try to fix what it is calling an unfortunate choice of words.
In talking to drivers,
and this is an everyday thing,
and parents,
it's only if I'm in a pinch.
You might not know that Uber and Lyft have policies requiring riders to be 18 or older to use the app or ride alone.
What's your understanding of the reasons for the policy?
Just child safety.
Common sense?
Mugshots from across the country put a face on the risk parents take putting their children in rideshare cars with strangers. A Denver area Uber driver arrested in November after he allegedly kidnapped and kissed a 15-year-old girl who was trying to get home from work. An Uber driver in Southern California charged with raping a minor teen girl, and a Florida Lyft driver police say confessed to sexually assaulting a 16-year-old boy.
And I won't put my kid with a stranger.
13 Investigates first exposed the problem of underage riders using Uber and Lyft several months ago. A driver who asked not to be identified provided this cell phone video he shot outside Bishop Gorman High School for a ride request that came through Lyft.
Okay, and who's the 18-year-old? And I need to see ID of the 18-year-old.
None of us are.
Okay, do you guys know, do you guys know unaccompanied minors are not allowed?
He even tells her he already turned her father down when he tried to book through Uber.
I told your dad to come get you guys.
When that story aired in late October.
Now, right there, sorry to interrupt the story, but first of all, hey, finally, you know, leave it to the local news not to do that PR crap the Today Show was doing. Is actually like, okay, let's actually investigate and see what's going on. But that's another thing that drives me crazy, because part of the terms when they sent me the email was like, it's for 13 to 17. If you don't feel as though someone's 13, you can ask for an ID. Now, those girls, even in the even with the blurring, you could, you know, they looked a little older. But like, imagine a 13-year-old, and it was awkward enough, like, not even awkward, annoying enough, having to ask them for ID. Like, I'm not signing up to play bouncer, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to run around asking people for IDs, you know what I mean? Now, picture this kid, he might be 12, he might be 13. Honestly, everyone under the age of 13 looks the same to me, you know what I mean? So I'm like, am I supposed to be driving around my neighborhood asking 12-year-olds to show me their ID? Like, it's just terrible.
Uber and Lyft sent statements reinforcing their policy against unaccompanied minors using the service, but drivers say it did little to curb the practice.
There's so many children who still to this day will use it to get home from middle school or high school, and I myself avoid driving between like 2 and 3 just to avoid those rides because it's not worth it for me.
And get this, a few weeks after our investigation aired, Uber sent this to drivers.
Kind of a blanket email that basically was saying thank you for everything that you do, even thank you for, you know, being there after soccer practice when the parents can't be. And I read that and I kind of scratched my head and just thought, well, wait a minute, can we or can't we?
Braylon Taylor is a full-time rideshare driver. He was stunned when he saw Uber's email and immediately shared it with me.
It basically just says, we appreciate you when you pick up children.
I asked Uber about it and spent nearly 2 weeks chasing down a response. No one would go on camera, but they did finally send a statement saying the word choice in that email is not in line with our policy, and we're dealing with that internally. They later added, our policy has not changed. Only adults can have an Uber rider account. We regret if the language in the
See, you know, this is part of the reason I find Uber so fascinating. Like, what is happening here is this, like, insane corporate giant that's, like, what's the term? I mean, they kind of started this, you know, they put this term in the ether, you know, when you, it's in Silicon Valley, you know, it's like a catchphrase for, like, technology, I'm blanking on it. What is that term? You know, not like a shifter or like a oh man, this is gonna drive me nuts. Like shaking up, like there's like a whole little bit about this, I think, in Silicon Valley. But anyway, it's just like, it's so funny to me how interesting, I should say, how Uber like can just blow up, do all this shady stuff that we've seen time and time again, and just keep going and going and going, and it works out because they keep making money and making money. And like, at the end of the day, as long as you're making money, disruptor, thank you very much, disruptor, yes. At the end of the day, as long as you're making money, as long as you're making people money, people don't care. They'll let things slide. I mean, it's like, people will turn a blind eye to the flaws or the crimes or the sins or transgressions, whatever word you say, as long as you're making them money, as long as there's success, we don't care about anything else. And it's like, this is such a whoever responded like that, like, how do they sleep at night without feeling like a total two-faced piece of shit? Like, this is such a political answer. You know what I mean? Like, how come people can't just say we were wrong, right? Look at what they say. We regret if the language in the recent email has caused any confusion. Let's look at the language. Let's look at it. From the parent who is too busy to be there after soccer practice. What could be confusing about that? They're obviously talking about picking up kids. Like, and we just, oh man. See, that's where I wish the news would be a little biased and would just say, Uber gave a bullshit answer that went like this. Oh my gosh. That drives me nuts. All right. Oh, they do it again?
Boom, there it is again.
No.
Boom, there it is again.
Email caused any confusion. Then,
boom, there it is again.
No.
On December 13th, another notification went out to Uber drivers across the country through the company's blog. Uber said they'd been working on it for a while to clear up any confusion and to clearly articulate their policies to drivers. But the first sentence says many families use the Uber app in their daily lives, specifically for things like getting kids to after-school sports.
It basically tells me when the parents are too busy, I can take their child to after-school sports.
So if this was meant to clarify the previous email,
it actually clarified that we can continue taking unaccompanied minors.
The rest of the blog details the policy about an adult needing to be present with a minor, but if there were an adult available to ride with kids to after-school sports, there would be no need for Uber.
Dude. It's like I'm almost speechless. It's like we regret if the language caused any confusion. Let's clear it up for you. We're specific. Before, we just implied that the kids would be taken to soccer practice. This time, we're going to be clear that we're talking about kids. This is just a crazy world, man. Hey, man, money rules the world. That's probably it.
It calls the policy into question.
Yeah, it absolutely does.
When I asked Uber...
That's funny. I don't know if I'm gonna... we might save that one. We'll save that one in case. I don't know. I try to make my content... I don't want to focus on, like, policy and, play a got you game with, Look, at the end of the day, I don't know what age I realized it, but I was not that old when I learned that, I am not winning the battle against a corporate global corporation. You know what I mean? I can kick and scream and cry all I want, but Uber's going to keep doing this. You know what I'm saying? So I like to talk more to people who might be affected by this. So I don't know if I'll actually use that. Yeah, exactly. Huge company 101. Like, admitting guilt is never wrong. Oh my God, yeah. Uber share for a kid. Could you just imagine? To that point, I don't think they're allowed to use pool, but I wouldn't be surprised if it happens in the future, or if they arrange it so that it's like you can do Uber share with other teens, which is just, could you imagine picking up multiple teens in one ride? Amen to that, Judith. Amen. Or just don't have their kids go anywhere, I didn't play basketball my sophomore year because I didn't have a ride home. Boom, problem solved. Would have been in the league, too. All right, I think we're missing one. All right. Oh, I've actually seen this one before. This is one of my favorite videos of all time. I love this one. This might be hard to hear.
Hello, how are you? Good. How old are you? 17.
No shot.
Gee, where you going?
Look at that. That look right there is like, oh my God, this is not part of my job. I do not know where this is going to go, but I am not excited to find out. That is so funny.
Gee, where you going? To your friends? I can't take you. We can't take anybody under 18 years of age.
This guy's so dramatic. He's like so sad.
But they're not in the car. We can't legally take anyone without an adult in the car that's under the age of 18. Sorry about that. Who requested the ride for you? Your aunt? Is that who the countess is? Okay.
I think that guy handled it well.
An adult in the car that's under the age of 18.
I bet he had something. Uber used to do things like ride streaks where if you gave 3 rides in a row without canceling, you would get like an extra $20 or something. And I bet he had something like that, which is why he was so upset, because he just sounded so dejected. And it is frustrating, even without the ride streaks, when you take all the time to drive there and then you have to cancel, it's like, oh, it totally sucks. But this made me think when she's like saying to my friends, it sounded like she was lying, but I mean, she's also a kid, so maybe she's just talking like a kid. I don't know, to my friends. Honestly, she's probably thinking, why is this grown man that I don't know asking me where I'm going? Like, shouldn't he know? But it got me thinking, like, all right, what if, say I'm using Uber or driving Uber Teen, and a teen calls an Uber at 1 a.m, and he's going to, I don't know, Kensington, a really bad part of Philadelphia. Like, do I just do it blindly? Do I be like, nobody needs to be going to Kensington at 1 a.m? Like what? You're literally giving access to the world at their fingertips. And it's like, or in Kensington's obviously extreme, but what if he's going into the city? Like what if like just a busy part of the city during, I don't know, just fill in the blanks. What if he's just going to a place that kids shouldn't be going to? Like I have no say to be like, no, you can't go there. I'm not their parent. Oh, it's so stupid. Definitely saving that one. This is an all-time favorite for me. All right. Man, this Dave the Uber slave. What's up? The pizza here. That's right. Skip the soccer game. All right. So this Dave the Uber slave. So I typed in like minors tried to call an Uber. Unaccompanied minor tipped Uber. Oh, I was actually trying to find a video so I was just looking for these videos, right? This Dave the Uber slave got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh man, this is about to be a Dave the Uber slave channel. I don't know if I'm about to watch all these here. What's up? All right. Angry unaccompanied minor make fun of balding, pathetic Uber driver. First of all, I don't know if I'd call that balding. If I had that head of hair, I'd be a happy man. I'm already a happy man. Who am I kidding? It's an interesting title choice. I'm guessing they called him balding and pathetic.
Of the day right now. I'm trying to learn how to edit on Premiere today. I want to get out a video for tomorrow morning, but like I'm having to relearn.
Yo, what's up, guys? How are you? Yo, what's up, guys? How are you? Are any of you 18? Yeah, we're all 18. Guys, you ready? Does anyone have their ID? I don't have mine. Anyone have their ID? What happened? You asked for ID, but I don't have mine. He asked for IDs, but I don't have mine.
IDs?
ID for what? ID? Yeah.
Wait, why do we need ID?
To ride.
What do you need ID to ride?
Yeah, somebody has to be 18.
Oh, I'm 18. I don't have my ID though. You can't drive us.
Yeah, that's the rules here. You want me to show you? I'm surprised you guys don't know.
We never had this problem.
Because no one
California.
Well, we need to get to school, so do you think you can possibly give us do us a favor? Because then we're gonna miss our school bus and be trapped here all night.
They just went from 18 to we're about to miss our school bus.
We live really far. Like, we have to make our school bus.
Right.
So,
well, I mean, you haven't exactly been like kind to me from the beginning. You're kind of acting rude and looking at me all condescending. I don't know. I mean, you guys are kind of young. Maybe you'll learn when you get older.
what?
See, right here, and it's funny, I almost stopped the video to say something. In the beginning, there's just something about the way they got in the car. Honestly, what really did it for me.
So do you think
And maybe, I don't know, it just drives me nuts. The way he flips the seat down. Just how he kind of tosses it like that. I don't know. It drives me nuts when, like, they just seem very entitled to, like, his car, like, hey, like, make yourself at home, and I think that's what kind of tilted him, and then kind of not taking him serious about the ID thing. I thought he handled it decent to start.
Yeah, somebody has to be 18.
But
you're being rude right now.
I'm so confused here.
Condescending.
Yeah, right here. This
from the beginning, you're kind of acting rude and looking at me all condescending. I don't know. I mean, you guys are kind of young. Maybe you'll learn when you get older.
That's where he lost it for me. I mean, there's just no reason to say that. At the end of the day, I can understand that he's frustrated, but when he says that, I'm not even going to say he escalated it because I don't know how they were looking at him, and they were kind of dicking around like, "Can I get my ID?" Nothing egregious or anything. But this is the point I'm trying to make. Actually, come to think of it, like that's the way kids act. I kind of don't bat an eye at that because I used to teach. Like that's just like the way kids are. They don't even mean to be disrespectful, but if 3 adults got in a car without like giving a proper greeting or like acting like that, you'd be like, what? Why are these adults acting so immature? And that's the point I'm trying to make. This Dave, the Uber slave, he took offense just by the way kids were. Do you understand that? And because he took offense, then he started throwing shots back like, oh, maybe you're younger, you'll understand when you're older. And that's how precarious these situations can be. Great word, Ed. Thanks. I don't know what's happening here.
Well, I'm only giving back to you what you're giving to me. I mean, what did we give in the beginning?
We just were getting in the car. Alright, let's go. That's cool. I just don't understand how we're being rude. Okay, let's go, Ethan.
You're the one being a little condescending.
Right. Well, I'm only giving back to you what you're giving to me. I mean, what did we give in the beginning?
See, this is what I'm talking about where, like, and, you know, I'm not trying to be, you know, pick on this guy. He was probably pissed, you know. He just drove all this time and, you know, being treated like teens treat people. He just wasted time and money. You know, this is his job. He's earning money. But this is what I'm talking about where, like, he doesn't need to say anything else. They're getting out of the car. He doesn't need to prove himself to these people. He just needs to just let them get out and leave, you know? And I know it's hard. I mean, it's hard in any situation. It's like, it's really hard with, like, family and friends if you're in an argument to just stop. But, like, especially with strangers, like, you're never going to see these people again. You don't need to tell them, you know, you don't need to justify yourself.
We're getting in the car. We'll learn though. It's fine.
I'm sure you will.
Assholes.
See, even this unnecessary confrontation. If there's like a, I don't know, modus of operandi that I think everybody needs, it's like, try to make your way through life with avoiding unnecessary confrontation. Life's hard enough as is. Don't make it harder for yourself. What's happening here is he needs to lift his seat up. His seat's down. They close the door. Instead of driving 10 feet up the road, getting out, and then putting it up, he chooses to do it now, which means he has to walk literally right in front of these teens. Fortunately, nothing happens. And he even looks at him. Come on, Dave. Dave, I'm trying to root for you as a fellow driver. But it's like, why would you do that? Like, you're just asking for trouble, you know?
How great was that?
It was not great. Why would you think that's great? That was, like, not fun. I swear, people this day and age love confrontation. It's probably because of the internet. I mean, I don't know. I hate being inside of people's head because I know a lot of people make comments like that and they're always wrong. Like, say that I do things for views, and it's like, maybe he was trying for views. I don't know. But it was not great, you know? It was not great. These kids...
That was great, right?
No, it wasn't.
They're still out there.
These kids missed their bus, and you drove all that time, and you're not getting a ride. I do wonder how much this has to... I mean, he is adjusting the camera. I do wonder how much this has to do with, you know, wanting content. All right. He's just hanging out looking for a problem now. Oh, here we go.
Can you cancel the ride, please? Can you cancel the ride, please? Don't.
Now, this, I agree with him. He's not canceling the ride because he's waiting his amount of time so that he can get his money because he did drive there. I follow that. What's up, Adrian? Yo, Adrian. All right, I have a feeling this is where it's going to get good. This is where we're going to get the making fun of balding, pathetic Uber driver.
Yeah, got me on camera. Ah, that's real nice. You look like a rapist. Do you understand this? You don't let children on your car because we are 18. We aren't 18. You are pathetic.
You said you were.
You are.
Whatever that kid's doing now, this was 5 years ago. I hope he's not trying to be a stand-up comic because that was pathetic. And that, you know, there are times where people have said things to me when I'm kicking them out of the car for whatever reason, and I see videos, and it's like, he's calling him a grapist. Yeah, that's the way that... Oh, snap! Oh, you guys getting this? Let's see. Let's let USA know. Is this working? This is a test of the National Wireless Emergency Alert System. Who else got that? Did anybody else got that? We can have a connection right now over the internet into real life. Purpose to maintain and improve alert and warning capabilities at federal, state, local, tribal, and territorial levels. Wow, you don't usually see tribal and territorial levels included. And to evaluate the nation's public alert and warning capabilities. No action is required by the public. Yo, that Kaiser got it. Alarm question mark as in you don't know what we're talking about, or you got that as well? Oh, no, it's not working well. Somebody call up America. Let them know it ain't working. Adrian got it. All right, so right now we got 2 out of 3, 2 out of 2 and 2. So 3 and 2. Canada. Oh, okay, well. Oh, well, guess what? Then it looks like it's working well in the U.S., baby. We can be alerted for when we need to be alerted. Man, that is so funny. That is so cool. One of the things I love about Uber is, like, it takes, and especially my content, like making this kind of channel, like it takes real life and connects it to the internet. And I like, you know, one of my biggest problems with the internet is how it's like detached from reality. So like the fact that we just had a wireless thing happen across the airwaves and we experienced together, like how wild is that? I don't know. I mean, could you imagine explaining that to someone from 1950? Like, that was nuts. Oh, that was so cool. That made my whole life. That was awesome. Anyway, what I was saying was this guy calls him a grapist, as the TikTokers say, to avoid, getting flagged. He calls him a grapist, yet he's upset that he can't get into the car with him. You know, a lot of times I see videos of, like, I got to do one of these lives when I'm making a video of people getting kicked out. It's like a lot of the times, you know, you'll see, and it's somebody sitting in the back seat, and they're calling the cops, and they're saying, I don't feel comfortable being in this Uber. I don't feel comfortable. I'm calling the cops. I don't feel comfortable. It's like, if you don't feel comfortable, get out of the freaking Uber. You know? It's, oh my gosh, drives me nuts.
You said you were 18.
Your fucking hairline. You balding fuck. Look at this man. Look. He's a 50-year-old man trying to look
right. We can't do anything until you cancel.
You are pathetic.
What are you doing? Fucking little kids, take the bus. He is not letting us leave. We need a ride home. We can't do anything until he cancels. We're not losing $9 because he wants to be a fucking dickhead.
Two things. First of all, as a bald man here, I hope upon hope that when that man is 35, actually, I don't really even care that much. I just want to say, I think it's the cheapest insult ever for kids to make fun of guys' hairline. Like, dude, I don't know the numbers. 60% of men get bald. Like, all right, just make fun of his age, you know? Like, what's the difference? It's just like, it's something you can't help. I don't know. It's silly. It's just as stupid as making fun of them for being young. It's like, yeah, I just hate that joke. Be more creative. You know, I've heard every bald joke there is, and it's like very few have ever made me laugh. Like, you got to be better than that, you know? And then the other thing I was going to say is, like, these guys are freaking out over $9 between the three of them. And it's like, that's another thing about taking Uber Teen. Do you think a lot of teens taking Uber are going to tip? I don't know. Maybe they are. Maybe they're tipping because it's not their money. I don't know. So maybe that was a wrong assumption, but it's just like, I don't think you're going to, I don't think they're going to be high value rides. They're going to be rides like minimum fare, take me to the Wawa, sit there for 15 minutes while I get a bunch of food, and then drive me to a park to hang out with my friends. That's not my mic. This is just you can't hear.
I'm threatening teenagers?
Bad comment comes back. Here we go.
He realized that he probably is making himself look like an autistic fucker. So that's tough.
Videotaping us is not doing anything.
You know who Ice Poseidon is?
What?
Do you know who Ice Poseidon is?
You know who Ice Poseidon is? Oh, you're so good! Oh my god. Oh, he just brought up Ice Poseidon.
You're gonna have to help me out there. I don't know who Ice Poseidon is. I'm scared to Google it, so I'll do it off the screen. Ice Poseidon. I don't get it. He's just some YouTuber, I guess. I don't know. I guess he was going to say something about him. I don't know. Look, moral of the story.
The reason why they were really pissed was because they weren't getting what they wanted.
And you were kind of a dick.
Boundaries.
I mean, I was like on the driver's side until, in my opinion, I think he kind of turned it up. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. No, I think Ice Poseidon is, it was an internet personality I looked up. He didn't look like either of those guys, but let me see. Ice Pokemon. Oh, Ice Poseidon is a YouTuber that was into Pokemon Go. I mean, maybe it is a rare Pokemon. Maybe it's a Pokemon so rare that it didn't answer my Google search. Yeah. Thank you, Scar. Appreciate it. Awesome. Also, sweet handle. Makes me think of Lion King. But this is exactly what I'm talking about, where you got a guy here who, like, obviously doesn't know how to act around kids and takes their actions as a lot more disrespectful and condescending than they actually are. Excuse me. I just burped a little there. And I mean, act around kids that he doesn't know. You know, for all I know, he could be an all-American father. I'm not trying to judge, you know, who this guy is. That's the thing about, you know, I don't want to judge, you know, glimpses. But hey, I guess we're going to get a lot of taste of this guy. We'll be able to get a taste of, you know, maybe he just hates kids.
I mean, I get it. It's just, you know, like I said, I'm just really not that desperate to sell it. Like, it's still a good...
Uber does nothing through company minors with interviews.
If my other car doesn't get the...
Oh, Ticketmaster's getting an ad. But if you notice it in the corner, it's got Philly seats, baby. Let's go. Ring the bell. Dancing on my own.
It's crazy.
I mean, I know, like, I'm not supposed to do it, but everyone does it. Everyone does it. And sometimes, you know, people say, I can't take you, and I'm like, okay, I'll just get another one, because some people are like, well, I understand. Like, if you didn't want to pick me up, I was okay with that, because a lot of people, you know, don't do that, and so.
Oh, so it happens to you?
Oh, yeah.
They deny you?
Yeah.
And then what do you do?
I was like, okay. I mean, like, I understand why.
You just order again?
I order.
And then the next guy might be okay?
Yeah.
See, that's the kind of teen you don't have to worry about. That's the kind of teen Uber teen is good for. You know? Seems like he got a good head on his shoulders. If it doesn't work out, he just, you know, says okay and moves on. That was great.
Yeah, I actually have a YouTube channel. And, like, my most watched video, I tell these kids, like, sorry, I can't drive them. And they fucking yell at me and shit. It's crazy, right?
It all makes sense now, Dave. That's why you got so many minors videos. You had one that blew up, and so now you think that's the moneymaker. I follow. It all... God, sometimes I hate this world so much. And by this world, I mean the content world, the entertainment world. It weighs me down, people. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes it just... Oh, it's too much. Everyone's out here just vying for attention and trying to do the most absurd stuff, and it's the most absurd stuff that gets rewarded, and there's no room for complexity or forgiveness or empathy or patience. Oh, man.
Up in the S&S homes, you know?
Yeah, okay.
Go to gated community at the top of Tampa and Cessna up there.
The gated community?
Yeah.
But see, I bet he, he probably took this kid, and I have video. In the video I have coming up, I'll release it tomorrow or Friday. Probably Friday, I'll be able to get it done. There are kids that turn out to be minors in my car because I take them because, hey, to me, if they look like they're 18, I'm not going to ask for an ID. I'm just going to assume Uber did its due diligence. You can't be using that app without it. And, I turned Uber Teen off, so I shouldn't be getting any team. So I'm going to assume Uber did its due diligence. I'm not playing gatekeeper for Uber. And so I take kids that sometimes turn out to be minors, and I only do that because I'm assuming at least one of them, I can be like, hey, to me, they looked 18. I wasn't going to, card them. That's invasive, And this kid, if you ask me, he looks like he could be in college. If you ask me, he looks like he could be 21, Dave, the content slave. Seriously. That's right. Nothing but respect for Dave. Nothing but respect. He's out here, he's trying. You can't hate on someone trying. Right back at you, Scar.
So, I call that, the rich area, kind of, because they expect, in my opinion, they're probably, great, because they're expected, to be treated like that. No, I'm if you, don't...
Because of how their parents are.
Yeah.
That's the way they see their parents act.
All right.
That's how they act.
Yeah, me clear.
How's it going? I mean, that's not exactly what it says.
Yeah, me clear.
How's it going? It's automatic. How's it going? Cool. Are you 18?
No.
No? Did you know you're supposed to be 18 to do Uber?
If he didn't sit behind me, I would have driven him. Oh. Wait, would or wouldn't have?
No?
I would have
you
driven.
You're supposed to be 18 to do Uber? You always do it? You don't say anything ever?
See, that's where I think this guy's just doing this for content, because he obviously has videos of minors taking minors. He just took a minor in the same video. Every Uber driver knows that a lot of drivers take minors. Why is he acting so oh my God? I think he's putting on a little show, Dave. Come on, Dave. Dave.
How many Ubers have you taken? I have the rules right here.
Oh, see, now he's just playing. Come on, Dave.
See? You never had a single driver tell you can't drive? You want to see it? Which one? Unaccompanied minors at the top.
I don't know. I always take you.
I mean, just the fact that he's driving around with rules. Come on, Dave.
Yeah.
When you think of health insurance, these two...
Come on, Dave.
How far? Not that fast. 5 minutes? Like,
No, maybe.
yeah.
Seeing this during editing, I feel bad. He's a good kid. Yeah, see, this is the kind of thing, man. And yeah, Dave Guy's a weirdo. Dude, honestly, like, I feel like I bet this Dave Guy's a good guy, but when people fall into this trap of, like, trying to get content, man, I guarantee you he printed out the rules, like, for content, you know? Actually, I don't guarantee that, but it's like the fact that he's driving around with rules and he has them ready to show, it's like, and he's asking these questions, it's like he's trying to make a point, you know? And hey, maybe his point is to, like, show Uber and Lyft how, you know, frequent this is, but I don't know. I feel like instead of aiming his frustration at Uber and Lyft, he's aiming it towards these kids that are otherwise good kids. Like he admits himself. Seeing this during editing, I feel bad. He's a good kid.
Because we're, like, actually not supposed to drive anybody under 18.
So...
Oh, shit, there's somebody behind me. I can cancel it if you want.
All right, maybe Dave will say
Let's be
something.
honest, that last kid was actually a nice kid. And this kid's just kind of like... not terribly friendly. Oh, and FYI, I didn't get any money for that trip. Yeah. You know you're supposed to be 18 to get an Uber or a Lyft.
Well, if it's sent by my mom, is that okay?
I mean, no.
Okay.
But that makes it really interesting. So she doesn't know? You guys don't know that you're not supposed to? How far are you going?
I don't know, but I think about 10 minutes, 10 or 11 minutes.
10 minutes? Alright, you seem like a nice person. I'll take you. But apparently I'm taking a huge risk. Like, if you're getting in an accident.
See, like, this is, what's the saying? It makes me think of cops a lot. You guys know I have opinions about cops, police. Like, what is that? Power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts. Power corrupts. What's the thing? I know one of you guys got it. Whoa, what's up? What's up? Albert is here. What's up? Wow, 8,000 rides? And you said you're, he's mining minor content. Oh, man, I'm missing some of these things. Wait, R, did you say you're up in Canada? Oh, snap. 8,000 rides in Canada. Dude, if I was an Uber driver in Canada, I'd never have any other aspirations like that. I just imagine driving Uber in Canada is just like nice person after nice person after nice person just getting into your car. You know, Canadian stereotype. But did the Dave, the Uber slave, scammed his fans with a Bitcoin thing? Mining minor content. I love that. Dave the content slave. Oh, yeah, I saw that one. Appreciate you, Judith. Albert in the building. Funniest story as a driver. You know what I got to do? I mean, the funniest stories are in this book here that is live. Next time I do a live, I'm going to come prepared with I'll have a discount code, like a live code. That way, if you want, for hanging out on the live, you'll come and get yourself you can get yourself a book for cheaper. Amen. Whoa, I really appreciate it. What's up? What's up? You won't charge me extra, right? Dude, Brian, I don't know if it was you that commented it. I saw a couple people catch that comment that just drove me crazy. They just said the disrespect. I think it was my last short that I posted, and I put the clip in one of the smells videos. Man, for those of you who don't know, that haven't watched the video, gotta watch it. But man, this girl throws up in my Uber, and her friend who's sitting in the front is like, I'm sorry, you won't charge me extra. I honestly, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen my worst Uber ever. And like, I was pissed at those guys. And like, I was pissed at those guys for a little while. And like, you know, I just felt so helpless and beat down and just like, you know, just like the weight of the world, the manhandled by them, right? I was more pissed when that girl said that. Like, I wanted to explode. There is chunks of the most disgusting stuff all over my backseat and in my car. And this girl says, you're not going to charge me extra, right? I honestly pat myself on the back for not saying what I was actually thinking, because it was a lot of words that, you know, have no business being said to a female that I don't know, or a female that I know, but especially a female that I don't know. Actually, I guess it would make more sense to a female that I do know, but whatever, regardless. Absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. Right. That's right. Exactly. And this is like what I think of police officers that, and you know, and when I say I have opinions about police officers, I swear, I think people, I have a lot of respect for police officers. They have a hard, ridiculously hard, almost impossible job. I actually almost got killed by a police officer. Since you guys are on my live here, I'll give you a little preview. I'll have to turn this into a short. And I swear, this all makes sense. My brain, I definitely have ADD. It all connects in the end. Are you ready? That is the great city of Chester. And I bring all this up because I'm trying to figure out what this car chase was about. Sorry, we're taking a little side path here. I'm trying to figure out what this car chase was about. And so I've been looking at the city of Chester police. They don't have a police blotter. At least I can't find one on their Facebook page. And then I was looking at their like website. Just this month, I guess it's this, or maybe they do the past 30 days. It's got to be the past 30 days. There's no way it's 2 days. But in the past month, they had 4,900 calls for service. 4,900 times people in this city of Chester. Let me look this up. Chester population. City of 32,000 people. 4,900 calls for service. Like, that's one in, what? What's that? 1 in 7 people. Less than 1 in 7. So 1 in every 7 people in the city of Chester called the cops. Like, that's their job. I don't know how big their department is, but I do know that they just fired their police chief about a month or two ago with like no reason given. It was like very random and weird. So anyway, that's why I was looking at that. So to be clear, I think sometimes people get confused. I did the reaction video of Zach Bryan getting pulled over, and I think it's the weirdest thing, man. Like, there was this one comment, the guy said he unsubscribed, maybe girl, and he was like, you have no idea what police do to deal with. They have a hard job, blah, 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 unsubscribe. And like literally what he said, I said in the video. So it's like he definitely clicked just to argue, It's like you can't say anything about police to some people without you thinking they're criticizing them. So that's to say, police have a hard job. But I think about that quote, absolute power corrupts, absolutely, with police, because just like Dave, this Uber slave, and I'll get back to where the cop almost kills me, just like Dave, this Uber slave, when he says,
all right, you seem like a nice person, I'll take you, but
you seem like a nice person, I'll take you. It's like he's not doing this out of the principle of Lyft and Uber can't take minors. He's just playing this power thing, and it's no different than when a cop's like, oh, I would have let you off with a warning, but you gave me lip. It's like, it's not good to have people making decisions on the way they feel, right? I mean, you just take a look around his world. You can see how squirrely things can get when you're going off the way people feel and when you're supposed to respect how people feel, All right. You can't effectively make two arguments at the same time. Seriously. All right. Here we go. This is the beautiful city of Chester. The soccer stadium is actually right up to the left. Chester used to be like where it was at, man. I hope it gets back there one day. All right, you ready? Now, I've been trying to figure out, I think this was like a planned thing because see this cop set here? Like he was obviously waiting. And this is a bridge. So I'm guessing it was a Chester cop, and over here to the left, to the left of the screen is New Jersey. So I don't think. I know the car wasn't coming from New Jersey because I see him up there. So that's a cop like way in the. I don't know if you can see this here, right? And so what I think the Chester cop did was he sat on the bridge just in case this guy decides to take the bridge and start moving on 95, So, honestly, I don't even think I noticed him. I probably thought he just, did a traffic stop or something. Now, you tell me, all right, if you can hear a siren, because I don't even hear the siren until he passes me.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm surprised I haven't seen you count.
Look at that! I had no idea. No idea. And in retrospect, I heard the siren, but I didn't think it was that close, and I didn't see him anywhere. And maybe I did look in the rear view and see him, but they were obviously in the other lane, And, it was a pretty strong move by the suspect here. He was in the right lane and then scooted over. Dude, do you understand how close that was? Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane.
Jesus.
Absolutely insane. Chester's never been the same since Dave rolled through. Who's Dave? Dave. All right. Let's see. Hold on. Let's finish this up, then I'll catch up with the comments.
Apparently,
I'm having a lot of fun, guys. I'm glad we're hanging out.
Taking a huge risk.
I mean, this is just... I feel like he's just going to talk. But that right there is Excuse me. Oh, you hear me? Oh, man. Dave again. All right. We're going to watch this just because the parent's angry. But I think we kind of got the gist of Dave's MO here. All right. What we got going on here? You won't charge me extra. What's up, Benedict? Thanks again for that quote, Tom. I just couldn't come to mind. 7,800. Man, good stuff, guys. I'm around 6,000. I'm doing fine, Albert. What's up? Welcome to the live. Does it red? I don't know. Yeah, I think the red does mean it's live. Always. F Basemaster. Legend. I had the rage, baby. Guess there's never been the same. Maybe a second. Dude, it's a shame that guy chose a life of crime, because if he was a NASCAR driver, he could be doing some work. What's up, Southwest? I appreciate you. Very cool. That's a good question. I wouldn't hate a thumbs up. Yeah, I knew there was one more word in there. Power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Power corrupts. Yeah, but no, I think I've heard it without the word too. I think it's kind of less is more. Absolute power corrupts. Absolutely, yeah. Because you can kind of read it both ways. Like one of those words that are spelled the same forward and backwards. That's a good question. What's percent of the riders tip? I have noticed recently. I think because everyone's getting a little tight with money. They have not been tipping as much. But I was thinking of doing a project of like seeing how many riders tips. One, I was also thinking it'd be interesting, like if I tracked how many riders cursed. I just think that'd be really interesting because some of the, I've been shopping this baby around to some traditional publishers. And I think there's a little pushback because of some of the language in there. And I'm like, I'm bringing Uber to the reader, baby. And you can't have a book about Uber riders without having some language in there. And I'm just kind of personally interested, like, how many people curse in the Uber? Like driving Uber, how many curse words will you hear in a night? So, shake and bake, baby. All right, let's check this out. Facts, Tokyo.
Yeah, this is not my first time.
All right, let's just skip to most.
Yeah, I mean.
From grand visions to grander.
Free advertisements here.
The Phi Capital.
You have to be 18 to take an Uber or Lyft.
He says you have to be 18 to get Uber or Lyft. I want to talk to you. He says you have to be 18.
Call them Uber or Lyft. Huh?
Speaker, but eyes.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not the first time we've called them Uber or Lyft.
Yeah, this is not my first time. I've done 10,000 trips.
Dude. Do you see the difference between that and the guy? I already X'd out of it, but the guy who was like the DIY rideshare or average DIY guy or something. Do you see the difference between like saying, sorry, man, it's in the terms of service, as opposed to, yeah, this ain't my first time. I did 10,000 trips. Come on, Dave. I'm trying to root for you, man. I'm trying.
It's my wife's account.
Hello?
Hi.
What?
You ordered an Uber? You ordered a Lyft for your son, but you have to be 18 to.
If you want, I could just call another driver.
Oh, that was awfully rude of you, miss.
Oh, come on, Dave.
It's not the first time he's using Lyft, sir. If you want, I could just call another driver.
Oh, that was awfully rude of you, miss.
I mean, why?
I gotta say the same thing to you.
Okay, you know what? Forget it. He's not going with you.
Yeah, no shit. Sorry, bud. It's just the rules. Wow. Well, anyways, thanks for the videos, guys. It's unbelievable how rude some people can be. But hey, I'm just...
I can understand how you might get a little frustrated being taught, and it feels good to lash out in the moment, but hey, if you fight fire with fire, the whole world burns down.
I wanted to take the kid home just because I don't want to leave him sitting out here at night.
Then why didn't you?
But hey.
This is most replayed, then we're off this.
18, right? Yeah. You're not. It's okay. You guys passed the test. You're fine. You look like you could be 18, so that's good enough. But technically, we're not supposed to drive anybody under 18. I really wanted to take him home, but what can I do? At least in this case, I could be like, well, they totally looked 18. Looks like a good one. Better get in there before it gets broken up.
Oh, God.
This is it right here.
All right. Thank you.
All right, cool. All right, thanks.
See, that's another thing. He's obviously driving them to a party with underage kids, and he's like, looks like a good one. Better get in there before it gets broken up. I mean, it'd be kind of funny if Uber drivers just called the cops on all these, little kid parties that they're going to be taking people to. All right, I think we get the gist of all this. All right, this is, I don't know. Do we want to watch this? All right, it's 1:27. We're going to watch this real quick. I don't watch, guys. All right, I'm going to watch this real quick, only because it's short. And I will bet that this was just not a regular Uber. I bet there's a little thing that is different about this that's not just...
The moment court began, it was clear Darnell Booth was not happy. And when he heard the charges against him, he collapsed. Prosecutors say Booth met a 16-year-old girl as her Uber driver, but then began to message her on Snapchat. They say he pursued her, picked her up again a few days later.
There it is right there. That's all we need to watch. Boom. They meet on the Uber app. 16 years old. She doesn't know any better. She decides to give him her Snapchat and vice versa. Right there, he's not an Uber driver anymore. He's just a old guy messaging a 16-year-old girl. Grown man, I should say. So it's like that doesn't make Uber inherently dangerous. You know what I mean? But a 16-year-old thinking, what's the big deal? I'll give him my Snapchat. And then a few days later, the 16-year-old thinks, hey, I got this Uber driver. He said he'll give me a ride for free. Why don't I do that? That's the kind of stuff that is just ridiculous. Oh, I did X out of it. All right, let's see. So he was in the parking space. Oh man. Well, it looked, I don't know, Mr. Booth here got in trouble. Oh, wait, here we go. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I don't find anything whether he was convicted or not. But he does have an 8-page criminal record from before, which doesn't make him guilty, but it just shows you how some of these drivers, man. You know, the thing about Uber, the Uber background checks, I think it's only up. You can't have a set felony within 7 years. So, and this happened in 2016. So technically, I mean, I'm sure this made national news. So, I doubt he'll ever drive for Uber again. But technically, if he wasn't convicted, and or even if he was convicted, well, that wouldn't make sense because he'd be in jail. But the point is, you can still drive for Uber if you haven't had a felony in the past 7 years. And I'm not saying that's good or bad, If you believe in the justice system, if you believe in, people redeeming themselves, you believe in people making mistakes, which I do. I do believe in all those things. It's like, okay, should somebody not be able to earn a couple extra bucks driving for Uber because they stole something, when they were 18? You know what I mean? And drunk, being stupid. No, I agree with that. But the point is, it's who you're putting your kids around, That's my point. So I save this because there is, as you know from my videos, there's a common sentiment that Uber drivers are so dangerous, right? And these videos get so many views, and it just makes me feel so bad for this world. Like, we live in this ridiculous, unnecessary state of paranoia. And this is called This Girl Makes Remarks in an Uber. I haven't watched this yet, but I guarantee it's got 11 million views. And I guarantee you it's going to be like, oh, this is so smart. This girl puts her fingerprints in the Uber so that if something happens, they know where she was last seen. And it's like everything that happens, like the one we just saw, it's an example of when you don't use Uber correctly. In the example we just saw, the woman had messaged the Uber driver off the app and then decided to ride with him a few days later off the Uber app. And it's tragic. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that's not, I'm just saying teens shouldn't do that. But all this mark yourself, this, that, and the other, if you have your phone, you're being tracked. You're being tracked. And all this marking stuff, like, dude, if something happens, your DNA is going to be all over the car. How do you get in the car without, come on, people. But I'm only giving this the time of day because it's a short, and I guarantee it's going to be ridiculous.
What is she doing with her hair strand?
Oh my God.
That's really smart.
Yeah.
Sad that we even have to think of doing that.
No, see, that's what drives me crazy. All these stupid ass creators, I just spit there. It's sad that we even have to think of this. Guess what? You don't have to think of it. It's sad that you're that stupid that you have to think of it. Oh my God. Oh, yeah. I mean, what happens? You're going to get kidnapped and murdered, but your last words before he's stabbing you and burying you in some field, you'll be like, you're going to get caught. Like, oh my God, it drives me nuts.
What is she doing with her hair strand? Oh.
That'll stop it. That's it. She's not going to get murdered now because she dropped her hair strand there. Like, how? And the fact that this has 11 million views and 500,000 likes. People, be better than this. Be better than this.
Oh, that's really smart.
Oh, that's so smart.
Sad that we even have to think of doing that.
It's so sad.
What is she doing with her hair strand?
Oh my, that is just, oh my gosh. And this is what I'm talking about. This kind of content gets rewarded. We are being made dumber every single day. I like to think I'm a little beacon of hope that blends, and not like I'm the only one, but I like to think I'm a little bit of hope that blends, entertainment and jokes with things you might actually think about and might actually be useful. But man, sometimes I see stuff like this and I'm just like, I'm not cut out. I'm not cut out for this world of content creation. All right. How do you dislike? Yeah, they got to bring the dislike button back. I can't tell you the last time I disliked a video, but today is that day. I might even comment. No. All right, video. Oh, I just brought this up because I kind of wanted to see it. You guys been if you guys been following this, some YouTuber was like doing a prank, and actually a DoorDash driver shot him. And what's interesting about that, who asked if he got convicted? Was that you, Jack? Somebody asked if he got convicted about the other guy. Yeah, Jack. All right. What's interesting about this is this YouTuber pulls a prank, gets shot. I haven't seen this video yet. They just released it. But he got shot by a DoorDash driver who was in the mall just picking up a DoorDash order. And the DoorDash driver felt threatened, so he shot him. Fortunately, some commenters would say, unfortunately, the YouTube prankster lived. But the DoorDash driver was arrested for shooting him, right? Now, just a week ago, he was found not guilty of the most egregious crime. I think he got with like a misdemeanor, right? But the interesting thing is, and this is how the world works, baby. The interesting thing is this event happened in April. And because he couldn't make his bail, he's been in prison since April. till today, till he was found not guilty for a crime that the jury found him innocent for. And then on top of that, there's some sort of technicality, and the judge has to decide on something for whatever reason. Even though he was found not guilty, the judge still has to make a further decision. So they put him back in jail to wait for the judge's final decision. Like that, and that, my friends, is because he doesn't have the money. Because I don't want to say he's poor. He might be poor. He might be middle income, low income, but he's working for DoorDash, right? He can't afford bail. Imagine if, I don't know, I'm not going to say any names, but just imagine if somebody with money was in that situation. You think they would spend more than 2 hours in jail? More than an hour in jail? They'd get booked and get out of there. Isn't that nuts? I would just Google, I don't know what to Google here. YouTube prank shot by delivery driver. This is just the first thing that comes up. I don't know. Alan Coley acquitted. I'll just spend if you guys want to look on this, go for it. Split on 2 lesser firearms count. Convict on one. Having a shot versus feared to be a mass shooting. Said he was acting in self-defense. So they're asking the judge to set aside the conviction. Hearing, police said Thursday, 5 minutes. George saw a video. Prosecutor has been jailed since his April arrest. Coley is aware of dangers that delivery drivers can face as they interact with the public, and that he has a license that can carry. I don't want to spend too much time on this. So just if you're interested, look up on its own. But he's still in jail now as the judge decides. And from my understanding, I may be wrong, but the account he was convicted on, it's not the reason why he's still in jail. If anything, he might have not even been in jail for that count at all. It was the more serious account that they found not guilty. So if you want to check that out. Yeah.
Convert low resolution videos to high resolution. 360.
Talk to bounty. Alright, so this is the video that. And whatever they say, like trigger warning or whatever it is, somebody's going to get shot in this video.
What?
Quit thinking about my twinkle.
What's that?
Hey, Dip, quit thinking about my twinkle.
No.
Hey, Dip, quit thinking about my twinkle.
Get on my business one house. Stop.
Hey, Dip, quit thinking about my twinkle.
Stop.
Oh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I mean, that's tough. That's honestly one of those things where I feel like you gotta know the law. Like you gotta hear the law and.
No. Get on my business one house. Stop. Stop.
See, I think, what I don't like is, this YouTube prankster should, he is the scum of the earth. Like, this guy is such a waste of everything. But, I don't know. You can't put yourself in that guy's shoes. I mean, he's obviously shorter than him. It's weird. He's following him. He's saying stop. And there's an argument to be made where it's like, don't pull that. Hey, it's Outcast, baby. Don't pull that thing out unless you gon' bang, And on the flip side, you would wish that he pulled it out with like a warning. But then on the other side, you know, it's like cops, the way they're trained. They're going to say, if you pull it out, plan to use it. And if you're going to pull it out that close, you're risking it being taken from you. So, I don't know. The more I think about it, this is like, this is the argument that people make why people shouldn't carry. Because if that guy didn't have a gun, he would have reacted differently, you know? But because he has a gun, you know, he reacts that way. And in an instant like this, it looks extreme because what we know in hindsight makes it look extreme. But in the moment, you have to understand, this guy doesn't know if, you know, a thief thinks everyone steals, right? So this guy probably thinks the guy in the white hat, Tanner, is carrying as well, you know? Like, you assume about people what you know about yourself a lot of the time, you know? So if you're thinking that this guy is probably or possibly carrying and he's following you even if you're saying shot, I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I side with the delivery driver. I don't know. You guys tell me. Yeah, whatever happened to know means no. Right. See, like, exactly. You know, like, we are looking at it as an overreaction just because we know that this is just a stupid YouTube prank. But in the moment, you know, I wish he didn't do that for his sake. Because, like I said, he's still in prison, even though he was found innocent. And again, I'm sure if I were to talk to a police officer or any sort of arms expert, they would say, if you pull that gun out, don't pull it out to wave it at him because he could take it from you. He could knock it out of your hand. It gives him time to pull his out if he has one. So I would bet a police officer or somebody who teaches weapons training would say that he did the right thing. I don't know. What do you guys think? Right, exactly. You wish he made some space, but and the crazy thing is, imagine if he did make some space and said get back, right? And he didn't shoot. What happens to Tanner? He has a nice title and a thumbnail that says, "Guy pulled a gun over a stupid prank," and then he's gonna laugh at this guy. I hate this guy. He's the worst. All right, man. We've been kicking it for a while. Oh, another Dave. We're going to make this one quick.
Dave, I'll leave like the little schmazzy. Oh.
All right, it's lagging. Oh, that's all I need to know. Oh, this party. Come on, man. Alright, this is bad footage. It sounds like it's just audio, but teens telling me it's illegal to ask for IDs. Exactly what I'm talking about, man. I'm not trying to play bouncer out here. Man, another minor. Holy smokes, Dave. Oncoming minors and bathroom dates during street bonus, day drunk passenger. Alright, we got your gist. Oh, alright. Here, this one. You know what? I'm probably going to end on that because that's a good note. Jeez, Dave again. Dave loves picking up little kids. Dave again. Oh, call driver poor. Alright, I'll watch that. Oh my God. Dude, alright. Dude, okay. So in Dave's defense, I'm probably going to be on his side. Right away. Could you imagine a ride starting like this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right away, there's 5 people. Oh, I guess he has a bigger car though, right?
Guys?
So what happened? What did he like kick? Oh.
What is this guy doing? What are you doing, Mo? What are you doing?
Videos, people in the comments say,
"You can't touch my property." I'm so sorry. When I ask you if you're 18, like, dude, right, but you don't have to act like that. You can't.
This is just so confrontational. He's holding the camera up. I kind of want to hear what the comments say.
Comments say, they didn't do anything wrong. You were rude first.
Yeah.
I have nothing to say to those people, but I want everyone else to know that that's what goes on in the comments.
Sorry, Dave. Sometimes I kind of agree with him. I mean, I didn't.
Yeah.
All right, we get the gist. Unaccompanied. Here's our boy Dustin. But then we're gonna end on a good note. I got a good one. Yeah, that prank. He's still out there. The prankster's like proud of what happened.
Before I get started, if this is your first time here and you find the content helpful, entertaining, or...
Take an Uber?
Yeah, my mom ordered it.
Yeah, we told her Uber, but they've never said that.
Yeah, we're fine.
We're going to El Camino.
Yeah, just look to high school basketball.
We're going to football game.
Yeah, I know.
Can you just take her?
Homecoming.
Yeah. Homecoming game.
No, I can't.
Why?
But Uber do
Wait, where does it say? Where does it say they have to be 18?
It says that you have to be 18 to come into order.
Yeah, my mom.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to argue with you guys. I'm just asking if you want to show me ID.
Oh, we don't have ID, so can you cancel it? So can you cancel it?
Dude, I don't know if I'm just hearing things, but doesn't that driver sound like Dave? Let's see. Yeah, it is. It is Dave. Oh my God. Dude, Dave loves picking up little kids, man. Oh, that's funny. And it's not like he controls it. It's just the way he must be in an area where there's a lot of kids. That's funny. All right. Doesn't seem like anything happened here. But this, my friend, I've seen this one before. And this, man, I don't want to be mean to Dave. It's just these videos, I don't want to pick on Dave too much. It's just, I think the content creation, he's might be, like somebody said, he's baiting. He's a baiter, Albert said. If there's anyone to take away, if there's any hatred to take away from this stream, it's that YouTube prankster. I don't even know his name, and I don't want to know it. What a dork. All right, let's rock. This will end on a good note, and we'll shake and bake.
Let's just play it on the back.
How are you doing tonight?
Pretty good. I'm here on y'all's Graham.
Yeah. Thank you.
Is he over 18?
No, he's not.
You guys hear this? You guys gotta make sure you hear this. This is great.
License plate on the back.
License plate on the back.
Pretty good. I'm here on y'all's Graham.
Graham.
Thank you.
Is he over 18?
No, he's not.
Then I'm supposed to take unaccompanied minors.
The gunner to the right side is Caleb Chapman. Okay. All right, Eric Stingley Jr. stands on his 10-yard line.
Hear that?
Eric Stingley Jr. stands on his... Okay. All right, Eric Stingley
Okay, going back then. I swear, I mean, he sounds Southern. I'm going to assume he's from the South. This is why I should have moved to the South, man. People are just nicer down there. He says, oh, can't take on a couple miles. He said, okay, going back then. But it gets better. Just wait, my friends. It gets so much incredibly better.
on his 10-yard line, 60.
And let's just notice, before we see how beautiful this is about to get, 17,000 views, right? You'll get 11 million views when you act like leaving a strand of hair, when you're littering in a stranger's littering, when you're making a stranger's car dirty by leaving a strand of hair there. We'll get 11 million views. Like, that's going to do anything. This gets 17,000. You know why? I mean, part of it is the bad quality. You know, black and white. Problem with dash cams. But this is about to get real nice.
Hey, sorry about your time on that.
That's okay.
She goes, sorry about your time with that. Hang tight with just a second. What is she going to do? Is she upset? Is she going to retaliate? Is she going to yell at him? Is she going to report him to Uber?
This off the right end of his foot. It's going to land inside the 20 bounce. And Stingley's going to let it go. So Hansford rolls inside the 9-yard line.
You know it's the South because they're listening to college football on the radio.
LSU will
LSU, Louisiana, baby.
to play in the first quarter up 14-0. They're inside their own 10-yard line.
Calling Baton Rouge. Where we at? Come on.
48-yard punt
Oh.
by Braden. Position for this offense to get back in this game.
Here it comes.
Hey, sorry about that.
That's okay.
Waste your time.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it.
Sent him a bunch before, and I just
Well-
changed it. I didn't know. I'm not. No, I understand. That's,
Yeah, I see
those
right.
are the rules. And
I'm a company minor. So,
just
well,
changed it. I didn't know. I'm not. Waste your time.
all right, thanks.
That.
That's okay.
Waste your time.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it.
Sent him a bunch.
You see that? This woman, after getting canceled on, says, stay right there. Goes inside, gets money to tip him, and comes out and apologizes for wasting his time. Now, why isn't that the kind of content that's plastered all over the internet? You know? Like, that's beautiful. That's just a guy out there trying to make an honest buck, following the rules, politely saying I can't take him, and then the woman acknowledging that, hey, this is another human being that spent his time doing this, and I wasted it because I didn't know. And the driver didn't hold that against her. The driver didn't bust out a rule book and say, blah, 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 blah. The driver just said, oh, it's all right, you know? And she goes and tips him. That is just, if we could all be like that, you know? All right, well, I don't know if I'll be able to work that in, but I might react to that video separately. I don't know. Do you guys like the reaction videos? It's like, I don't know. It's easier for me to create when the video is already there, you know? But when I have to, like, edit and do all that other stuff on my own. All right, guys. Here. I'll end it. I don't know where it is. I'll show you my reaction of when I almost got killed by the cops. And then I'm out. Oops. Really appreciate you guys hanging out. Oops. There I am. You know I'm rocking that Phillies gear. Alright, you ready? I gotta figure out where it is. Get up on the bridge. I was actually listening to a podcast with Delco Dan. Alright, here we go. Look. So, you can see him right here. See that? That's the car. And then there's a cop behind him. You see that? That's what, oh, look, he swerved kind of early. Oh, boy. All right, here we go. You ready? I haven't watched this yet.
Yeah, no, I'm surprised I haven't seen you count the Jesus. Okay, cool. No, fine.
Look, the sound was so off. I was still looking in the rear view even after he passed. I'm telling you. Maybe it's the bridge. Maybe with the water there. I have no idea. But for whatever reason, this sound... Look. The cop passes. He's past me. Classic. I spit there. Look at that spit take. And I look in the rear view again because the sound. There was something about the way the sound waves were bouncing. I'm telling you, I had no idea.
I'm surprised I haven't seen you count the Jesus. Okay, cool. No, fine. It's probably fine. Big dog. Big dog tries to.
I didn't even hear you.
Oh, man. All right. Well, thanks for coming out, guys. I appreciate you. Thanks for doing research with me, and stay tuned. I'm hoping to have this video up tomorrow, but if not, Friday. And I try to post around 10 o'clock. So, yeah. I've been trying to post shorts almost every day, so maybe I can get one up tomorrow. All right, later, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Man, 2 hours. This is a great afternoon.